Hey everyone, today's video is going to be my everyday pale foundation routine, which is a very highly requested video for me to make. This video is going to be number one of about 4 or 5 videos which are about pale makeup and product recommendations and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to know how I do my everyday foundation, then just keep watching and I'll show you how to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on my foundation routine. As you can see, I'm completely barefaced, but before I even put on a single drop of makeup, I make sure my skin is clean and nourished. So the first thing that I'll do is cleanse my skin, and I use the Paula's Choice Skin Balancing Oil Reducing Cleanser. And then after that I apply a toner, but I don't use an actual toner, I use organic witch hazel. I find that this just seems to work a little bit better with my skin than normal toners, because normal toners seem to burn a little bit and I really don't like that feeling. The third product that I put on is some salicylic acid gel, and this is the Paula's Choice BHA gel. Yes, I do use a lot of Paula's Choice products, but I really like their products. I'm not sponsored or endorsed by them in any sort of way. And I spot treat my acne with this. You can see that my acne has cleared up quite a bit, but I've still got like a little bit on my forehead here. It looks worse than it really is because it's kind of going away. And a little bit here on my chin, but that's a mosquito bite, so ignore that. If I'm putting my makeup on early in the morning before I go to work or drop my daughter off at school or something like that, I will always put this on, and this is a sunscreen slash moisturizer. And while it may seem that people with oily skin don't need moisturizer, you actually do. It's just the fact that a lot of them contain things that can really flare up acne again, such as oils, silicons and stuff like that. So buying a moisturizer that is specifically targeted at extremely oily skin is really good. Now I've already taken care of the skincare part before I started filming, so I'm going to go ahead and prime my face, and I'm using the Illamasqua Matte Veil Primer. This is my all-time favorite primer. I love how this works with my skin. Now this next step has nothing to do with foundation, but it's something that I always do while I'm applying my foundation to help my lips stay hydrated, and also to prepare my lips for lipstick. I always apply some lip balm. So now that my face is primed and ready for foundation, I will take my foundation, and I use MAC NW10 because it does have the right undertones. I'm a cool undertone because my veins are blue and purple. If your veins are blue and green, that means you're warm undertoned. But the problem is it is still too dark, as you can see. So to correct this, I used to use Face Atelier Zeroing, but it just got really expensive because it's about $62 a bottle, and you didn't get much product. But I did try out the Manic Dreamtone a few months back, and I fell in love, and it's the exact same amount of product and it's less than half the price. I think I pay $17 for this, so it's definitely worth the money. All the same ingredients, which is crazy. So now we're going to mix the foundations, and I use the back of my hand when I'm only doing my own makeup. For clients, I'll use a proper mixing palette because it's just unsanitary otherwise. If you're going to use the back of your hand to mix, just always make sure that they're clean, because it can transfer germs into your face and create more acne flare-ups. So I'm going to mix these on my hand. I do about 1 and a bit pumps of the MAC foundation, and then I do 1 and a bit of the Manic Dreamtone. So when I apply my foundation, I either use the Sigma F82 brush or the Beauty Blender. Usually the Beauty Blender. I only really use the Sigma brushes for if I'm really in a rush. So I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender, which is already dampened, and I'm just going to apply this to my face. As you can see, when I was applying my foundation, there was no real method as to where I was placing the product at what time. On clients, I always start in the T-zone and work my way out because I find that it blends better. But on myself, you know, I just kind of do whatever, whenever. So now that I've applied my liquid foundation base, I will apply powder. Usually I will put a translucent powder on if I'm having a really good skin day, and I use the Inglot HD foundation powder in the translucent color. But because my skin hasn't been liking me lately, I'm going to apply a little bit of powder over the top. So this is the MAC Studio Fix powder in NW10. This again is a little bit dark for me, but you'll see what I'm going to do next. So now after I've applied this powder, I will put a white powder over the top because this is a little bit too dark for me, but I really like the coverage and the finish that this gives. So the powder that I generally put over the top of it is either the Manic Virgin White pressed powder or the Stargazer White pressed powder. These are pretty much the exact same product. This one's a bit more expensive. This one I think is like $12, this one's $20, but the problem is when one's in stock, the other one's out of stock. So it's just whatever is there. So today I'm going to use the Manic Virgin White, and I'm just going to be just very lightly applying this, very lightly, all over my face, just to lighten up the last powder. So now that I'm happy with my base, I'm going to lightly contour my cheeks and my nose. I know that a few people get confused when I contour my nose because I have a small nose, but I contour it to make it look longer because I feel like my nose just isn't long enough for my face. So I'm going to go ahead and contour. The contour that I'm using today is the MAC Harmony Blush. It's actually a blush, but it works as a very beautiful contour shade for pale people. So now that my foundation's done, I'm going to go ahead and put on my eyebrows and my eyeshadow, and I'll be right back. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'd love to be here for every single video. Like this video if you liked the tutorial, comment down below if there's something that you would like to see on this channel, and I hope you all have a fantabulous day.